Hello, I'm here with Graeme Kendall, our Operations Director. Graeme, thanks for chatting with us today.
No problem, Doug.
So many of our clients have sensitive, confidential information that we hold in the platform. So what is Inconf doing to keep that secure?
So every platform is completely separate from any other. There's no bleeding of information across any platform. We're not sharing databases. We're not putting data together with other platforms. So each one exists as its own distinct entity. That's the first thing. Second thing is that we would have dedicated product team members for each platform. So when you're transferring information to us, when you're dealing with our team, we're not bleeding across to other teams or storing things in the same place as other people's stuff. So isolation of that data is very important across the different event projects.
Got it. Perfect. And I've heard the term, and this sounds a very techie term, ISO 27001. Can you tell us about that? What does that mean, and what's the benefit of that certification?
So ISO 27001 is a information security standard. And what it means is it's a way of developing a set of policies for your business to ensure that you've considered all facets of data information security. So it's a standard which is global, and we've gone through all of our business processes, developed policies around each one, which are risk assessed to make sure that they are being as secure as they can possibly be. So it's not as simple as saying your password has to be, it's not long enough, or it doesn't have enough
special
characters or something.
Right.
It's not as simple as that. It's more about risk assessing each individual item, risk assessing how you would transfer information between businesses, for example, classification of information, so whether it's confidential information or just sensitive or something like that. So we've been tested against that standard, and we've been accredited to that standard for the last 4 years.
Nice.
We literally just passed through recently the most recent version of that standard, so we're now to the 2022 spec.
Got it. And so that our clients will know, let's say they're not as techie, they'll know that security of the information is important. I would guess that some of their compliance teams or their IT teams might be a little bit more interested in the specifics of all this. If they were to tell me, for example, on the sales side, where they would say, no, you don't understand, our IT teams are brutal to work with, they're so strict, everything has to be exactly perfect. What are your thoughts on that type of situation?
So having passed through the ISO 27001 standard means that we already have answers to a lot of the IT team's concerns. So where they have concerns about how data is transferred or data at rest or encryption while it's being moved around, we already have answers to all those questions because we've already developed policies around that. And critically, members of our team will be able to deal directly, if necessary, with the client's IT team themselves. Okay. And you can remove the event guys from the loop. So we can liaise directly with an IT team. If there are individual things that we need to do for particular clients, we can do that as well. We can be flexible and say, okay, well, this is a particular process for a banking concern or something like that. Right. We can approach something slightly differently. We're flexible enough to be able to do that. So we can, the sort of main takeaway is we can take the pressure off of the event team. You don't have to deal with all that yourself. Myself or one of my crew will be able to liaise directly with an IT team and allay their concerns.
Perfect. So making it easier on the event planner.
Yeah.
Easier on that team. And we're welcoming those challenges.
Welcoming the challenges.
Whatever they want to look into.
Exactly. And onboarding can sometimes be really tricky, especially if it's a new tool, you're trying to introduce a new tool to a bunch of processes that already exist. But because we've already been through that due diligence, it makes things so much easier for onboarding process.
Got it. And I would imagine, though I can't say the names of some of the firms here, some of the financial firms that we partner with all the time probably have among the most strict compliance requirements.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen it all. So we welcome any challenges.
Yeah, for sure. It's we do have some specific clients that have very, very specific bespoke processes. Parts of their information can't touch any other parts of our infrastructure, and we're happy to embrace those challenges, and we're happy to come up with a solution that works on a client-by-client basis.
Perfect. You mentioned that the ISO 27001 standard is the worldwide standard, but our US-based clients have a different, there's a different one that's similar. Can you tell us about
Yeah,
that
so a more familiar standard in the US might be SOC 2.
one? SOC 2. Okay.
And that is more of a sort of a trust-based financial type of, that's where it came from. There is a huge crossover between 27001 and SOC 2. If there was a specific client who needed us to take a SOC 2, we can do that as well. But 27001 is the global standard. We're a global company, so that's the one we adhere
Got
to.
it. I think that makes perfect sense. All right, so knowing you're in charge of the security, the processes of maintaining the confidentiality of all our clients' content, that should put people's minds at ease.
I hope so.
But if they have any questions, I'm sure we can be in touch.
Absolutely, yeah, just reach out. We're happy to, if there's something specific or different about the way your organization does something, then just reach out.
Perfect. All right, thank you very much.